think of just all the wasted time. I had this realization in college. I said, man, if I had spent every moment that I spent chasing girls reading, I would be the smartest person at this entire university. Like, what did it get me? There's no point. And so much of our modern view of sex is pointless, including marriage now, because marriage can be dissolved with no-fault divorce. Even marriage is just kind of pointless. You do it as long as you sort of feel it's personally beneficial, and then you just split up. And you had some kids. Well, that's okay. Better that the parents are happy than that that the parents bicker and stay together. So then we'll go on and we'll just have a new marriage, and that'll break up though, because we take our vows and we say we're going to be together till death does us part. But no one really believes that, and so it's just kind of whatever. It's just me. But a man wrapped up in himself makes a small package indeed, and it just seems so pointless. I mean, a lot of the criticism of the LGBT movement from heterosexuals, I think is a little high-handed and misplaced, because the problems run so much deeper than that. What it all boils down to, I think, is a sterile sexual ethic. The idea that sex can be just totally divorced from procreation. This is a view that never existed at all in human history until modern birth control technology and the radicalism of the middle of the 20th century. And now we think that the primary purpose of sex is just to, be titillated for a little while. And, we consider babies to be a sexually transmitted disease. and if, something goes wrong with your contraception, well, at least that's why we need to have abortion, to kill the baby so you don't need to think about it. And it's just totally wrong when you separate means from ends, when you separate actions from their natural consequences, then things are going to go haywire. And the consequence that we're facing now is the country's literally dying. We have a below replacement birth rate, and we have for 50 years. And that's been true around the West. Only one country's even started to turn it around. That's Hungary, through a great deal of effort. So, even if you think I sound like an old fuddy-duddy or something, and, people should go out and swipe right, there are actual political civilizational effects. Xi Jinping in China, in South Korea, they're talking about this. They're doing everything they can to turn it around, because otherwise your country literally dies.
So what is your advice to young men who are dating today?
I don't want to sound exactly like Ben. I can't, because Ben talks so much faster than I do. Date for marriage, certainly. And don't make all the mistakes that all of us have made.
And what are those mistakes?
Don't have sex before marriage. Don't view marriage as just some kind of relationship. I hate that word, relationship. It's so devoid of any romance or eros or love at all. Do you hear now people, even heterosexuals, will introduce their boyfriend or their girlfriend? They'll say, "This is my partner. This is like you have an accounting firm together."
What's so funny? I've said that with Jack. I'm like, "Oh, this is my partner," but I'm thinking like business partner. And people look at us and be like, no, business partner.
Business. We're also lovers, but that's a separate. We do that after the show. Yeah, that would be some of the advice. And
so, what do you call it then? If it's not a relationship,
love. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. That's what Cole Porter was singing. Not, let's do it. Let's swipe right and have a relationship. You got to do that, and then you got to get married, and then you have to have a ton of kids. That's the other thing.
You only have 2.
I only have 2. Listen, we got started a little late, but we're working. If I can fill up the trad wagon by age 38 or something.
How many kids?
My ideal number. Look, I would be open to as many as we could possibly have, but my ideal number, 6 would be good.
That's enough.
It's a little tough.
6 kids.
It's tough especially if you have C-section or anything. It's a little trickier to do. It's expensive. It's sort of. I don't know, man. I left California, so I already saved a ton of money.
But how do you make sure you have the time to spend with each child individually and give them the time that they need and want from their father?
Well, I don't know that again, I guess we're getting to this kind of distinction between the view that we're primarily individuals and the view that we're primarily social. I don't know that I need to play with my kids individually all the time. I do, a little bit here and there, but we're also together as a family a lot. So that's one way to do it.